Hello, hello, it's Kim Corallo. Shut the front door too. We're a wreath, door hanger, vintage gift store. We are out of Lexington, Kentucky. So if you like this kind of thing, we invite you to come on in, watch the video. And if you like what you see, every week we bring more of the same. Well, sort of more of the same. The vintage items are different, but we show you what we have found. We tell you where they're going to be if you're interested. And we also share with you if you see anything you like. Even though it's an extra step, never hesitate to reach out, because if it's available and shippable, we'll get it to you. Anyway, Happy New Year also. Woo, a lot of things to open up with this January 4th. It's only 4 days into the new year, guys, and I'm here for it because I'm getting over being sick and I'm getting back to a normal schedule, and I have learned that I do better when I stick with a schedule. Anyway, found this cutie little basket. This is a little bunny basket. You know, I like these animal shaped baskets anyway, or animal wicker animal shapes anyway. They're not always baskets, and I don't always pick them up. But when they're super cute, and this one I thought fit that category of super cute. Look at that little bent ear. And the purpose for this could be a lot of things. You know, it's small, but even though it is a bunny, you know, I use bunnies in my decor year round. So you could use it year round. You could put a plant in it. You know, Easter's early this year. So, you know, also use it for, you know, to put candy in, or, you know, possibilities are really endless. Anyway, I thought it was super cute and I was happy to find it. Something else I thought was super cute. This copper Jello mold. I find these occasionally in the larger size. I don't believe I've ever seen the smaller one, and I suppose it is useful. I suppose you could use it to make a mold out of, but it also has a little hanger, and the size is like perfect. So, you know, you could do this on a little nail in the kitchen too for a little extra decor. I thought he was super cute and really like that. I'm sort of drawn to metal stuff anyway. It doesn't matter if it's copper, silver, or brass, and even silver plate, even pewter. And if you follow along, you will hear me say I mix those metals as well. But I will say this: I am shocked at how it is starting to shift. And I'm not going to say from the warm metals to the cool, which I consider copper warm, and I consider brass warm. Silver plate and sterling is really on the rise, but so is copper. I feel sort of like, and I'm saying this not because I want people to stop collecting or buying. I feel like brass has been around for a minute, so I feel like it's being kind of phased out, you know, sort of like that gray decor. You know, it was popular, and now you're seeing lots of colors, and you know, that's not uncommon. That's how it works, and that's what happens. But I'm saying this out loud in January to kind of see, like in December, how correct I was on my guesstimate of what is really going to happen in that field of decorating. Rusty crusty is not for everybody, and I get that. I have always loved an old rusty crusty. I am a amateur gardener, very amateur. My husband and I both are, and so we use not this, because this was used to put combs and brushes in, but fits like my real job because, you know, I'm a hairdresser by trade and have a hair salon. But I use this kind of thing in a garden, but I also use this kind of thing inside my home. I like anything that has character. And although this is not a uber valuable piece, it would look so fun on a stack of books. And you could put, like, you know, coming out, you know, it's sort of that oblong shape, but coming out of the side, maybe, you know, lay some candles in there. Anyway, I thought it was super cute, and I think someone else will too. Picked up a couple of pieces of jewelry, and the jewelry pieces, I will tell you right now, I'm gonna hang on to them because I am collecting some nicer jewelry pieces to do more of a jewelry drop on Etsy. So I am going to tell you that that's what I have planned. My plan changes almost daily. So, tomorrow I might say, just go ahead, go ahead and put them up piece by piece because, the person buying these things, they're not going to buy all of them anyway. Anyway, I found a sterling silver bracelet cuff, and I like it a lot. Look at that detail, guys, that sort of weaved detail. I would probably say this is maybe a 70s 80s piece, and again maybe a 70s 80 piece, but I found this brass bangle, and I liked this because I have sort of a smaller wrist, and this really looks like a good size for someone with a smaller wrist. However, it is expandable, and it will fit, it will fit a larger size wrist too. I know that if you buy jewelry, you know what to look for when it comes to like your own fit and size. Oh, let me show you this. Now, I will tell you, this little bunny lamp is so adorable. Things like this are great, like on a little side table in an entryway. You can put it on a timer to come in, like when you walk through your front door, a bedroom, a child's room, a bathroom, the kitchen. Possibilities are endless. I like that little shape so well. This bunny is, as far as I can tell, in really, really good condition. Now, this one had a shade. And somehow in the packaging, and it wasn't the person's fault where I purchased this, it was mine. I did my own packaging. I smashed the shade, and I smashed it so badly that when I tried to bring it, it doesn't look good. So this is not going to be available until I can find a shade, unless you want it, it takes one of those little clip-on shades. So unless you just want it and want to find your own shade. So that's how we're going to say that. Let me show you this. This is a Stein, and the etched detail is amazing to me. Has the pewter lid, and let me show you the other side of it. I know it's probably a little hard to see that etched detail on camera. It has the pewter lid. I am no expert when it comes to Steins. I know there are collectors out there, and I know there are people that know a whole lot more than I do. I don't pick them up very often. It's not something I'm drawn to. And this was sitting on the shelf. It looked like someone's whole collection had been donated. And I'm sure I passed up some really good ones. And that's the only one I got. But that's the one that just spoke to me. And that's, when it's not something that I know a whole lot about, and maybe it's not something that I'm really even naturally drawn to myself, that's how I thrift those types of things. And that one just spoke to me. So I do believe it is West German. So I do believe I scored a really good piece. I'm not saying that I will always get it right. I'm just saying this time I think I did. So also really love these bookends. I have the pair. They're just the same. Probably 70s maybe. It's some kind of at first I thought they were wood. It's some type of composite. They just have a really good look to them for that sort of moody vibe that a lot of people are really digging right now. I like it too. It's probably, I would say it's probably my favorite look right now. Anywho, this is, this pair of bookends really did speak to me. I just thought they were precious, and bookends are fun. Now, this is one thing I'm going to say about bookends. I know when designers are making bookends, they're designed to hold books, and they're designed to go this way. I'm 90% of the time never going to use a bookend that way. I'm 90% of the time never going to use them together, They're probably, if they're on a shelving unit, they're probably being displayed with the books, my arm. Imagine my hand, my arm as the books behind the bookend and the pretty part being displayed. And they're probably going to be on two different shelves, maybe not even in the same room. So if you see a bookend that you like, and it is in fact just the one, don't ever pass it up, because if you like it, because there are ways you can use them that are just really fun. Now I picked up a few of these. Oh, sorry about that. Trying not to get, well, my Christmas decorations are coming down today too. I think this is a better angle. Trying not to blind you is what I'm trying to say. I picked up 3 of these mirrors, not all alike. So this square shape, these are all resin and they are gold toned and they're probably 80s. I found oh gosh, that one really blinded you. And they all need to be cleaned, guys. I found this round shape and then a larger one that has some scratches. Oh gracious, now you can see the top of my Christmas tree. Has some scratches on it, but this is a larger size. I was happy to find these because little small mirrors are things that people use on shelving units, gallery walls, sometimes as trays. And might as well, found this at a different location. It is my favorite one. I would use it like this as a tray. It is a mirror that you would hang on the wall. It is Homeco, it looks like. And you can hang it oblong or horizontal or vertical. Let's say it that way. That will be better. But this is exactly how I would use it, is as a tray and a base. And I'm gonna try not to blind you all so you can actually see the detail. But I really like this piece as my favorite of the 4 small mirrors, but I typically do not pass up the mirrors. A hand-turned bowl. I think this might be maple wood. I don't know my woods probably as well as I should. This one, I don't know, guys. I don't know that I'm going to give it up real soon. I'm trying my hardest not to want to keep everything, but hand-turned, handmade, handcrafted items are my very favorite. And that's, you know, pottery, art, wood pieces. It just doesn't matter. There's so, you know, hand crocheted and knitted and needlework. And guys, I'm fighting back trying to have a coughing fit. Like I said, I'm getting over being sick. Excuse me. I am going to try to move fast with these last few pieces because I can feel that it's coming on. And the last few pieces, one of the very best is this little brass pot with the feet and the little bunnies on it. I've fallen in love is just all I can say. And oh, another really good piece. This brass and marble piece is anything marble, anything brass. I just love it. And this decorative piece, I've had something similar before, and actually I'm trying to think of what they're called. My friend Sandy told me what they were called, and I had forgotten, and I should have written that down, but I kept the other one. I'm showing you this one. I don't know that I could pick a favorite, but I may switch them out when they either go online or at the booth. But anyway, one of my very favorite pieces that I have found as of late are these Kokeshi dolls. I passed up some. There were quite a few. I paid up a little bit for these, but these are very hard to find, and I love them. I have only ever found 3 or 4. They've always been the small. Well, no, I've had a pair of the bigger ones, but really excited to find these. Pretty sure they came from the same estate or family because they're written on the bottom, but I still love them. And well, that wouldn't have made me love them any less. I just really like them. Hand blown animal print bowl. really fun, sort of an unusual shape. It's not round, it's not oval. It's just perfectly imperfect. I don't really know how to describe it, but love that tortoiseshell look. And last but not least, now I did not thrift this orchid and or this terrain, this thrifting trip, but and this terrain has its lid and its ladle. You hardly ever find them with their ladles, but this is going to my niece, so it is not it's not going to be for sale. But I wanted to show you how you can use pieces like this if you're not actually using them in your you know, to serve out of, like they were intended for. And I am not someone who can keep an orchid alive. I do well outside plants, perennials, annuals. I do well inside with just green foliage type of plants, but orchids are not my thing. So when I see a faux orchid that looks pretty good, I love it, and this is the reason why. Now, to finish this off, I would put some paper, push this up a little bit because, you know, it sits down in there pretty low, and then finish this off with some moss around the top. Okay, maybe you can see it better there. So that's just a little tip if you're out and about, and a lot of these faux orchids look pretty good, you know, from a distance if you can't keep your orchids alive either. Wish my friend Pat lived here still. Well, I wish my friend Pat lived here still for a lot of reasons, but she was the orchid master, and I know she could probably teach me some things. Anyway, guys, go have the very best day, and we'll talk to you really soon.